Yo! Sorry about that. Sorry about that. The ear rape. My bad. We're in this trade right now. You can enter if you want. We're going to walk you through it in just a second. And we're going to actually move you back. I moved you over here. So I got this monitor, and I got this monitor. Right now, user over here. I'm going to move you back over there because it just looks really, really weird. It's pretty hard to read. See, there you are. But yeah, sorry about the ear rape. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's weekend been? Let me move this a bit closer. How's everyone been? How's everyone's weekend been? You know, Liverpool won the league. I don't support Liverpool. I support Everton, but you know, listen to me at work. I need to get that changed. I keep saying I will. Well, it's only happened like once, but weekend as champion. Right, so we are in this trade, as I was saying. I'm going to walk you through it in just a sec. We have no bottom wick on the 30 minutes, and we've just gapped up on the 5. So I'm pretty happy waiting for price to come down and make that wick. Okay, and what we can do is we could close the trade break even there, close half the trade break even there, or just let it run. But we have no bottom wick on the 30. I'm pretty happy waiting for that to be formed and holding out. We either make that or we get tapped out 1%. I'm going to walk you through the fundamentals as well in just a sec, but who's here then? Let's see some hellos. So Bengush is here, hello. Hey, what's good, folks? Giovanni, Eric, Louis, Verns, Dan, Mark, Janice, FXMP, Ronald, Dustin, Pietro, Dan, BK. Let's go. Great to know you're a copite. I'm not a copite. Hello, Shabangush. Sup? Hey, Steve, Elizabeth, Curtis. Here we are. See? We're coming down to make that bottom wick now. That trick, right? The wick trick is so simple. Like, it's so effective as well. I think we did this for a trade. We have took a loss already today. You can see the journal in the description. We've been going through a little bit of a rough patch the past week, almost 5 days, 5 trading days. It's just been 5 days. We had 3-4 trading days. We've had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday. We didn't even trade on Wednesday, I don't think. Did we? Really? I'm not sure. Either way, it's been a bit of a rough patch here, you know, but it's perfectly normal. It happens, right? You can see it here. We win a load of trades, go through a rough patch, win a load of trades. You know, this was like a decent patch. You know, it's not bad or good, amazing, really, right? We're going through a good patch again, go for a little bit of a stretch. Great patch, a little bit of a rough patch here, right? Then we come back to the good patch again, you know, and then we come back to like a good patch continued, and then a little bit rough, right? You see how it goes? It fluctuates. It's never just one thing, but keeping a level head, maintaining what you're doing, that is the main thing, right? So we are chilling right now. We still need to come back and make this bottom wick at some point. So I'm still holding out for this. It's either going to be a full stop loss or a full TP. There's no partials taken here, right? All right. All the usual suspects. Eduardo, Justin. Yeah, the win rate is very good. Used to be a bit higher. It was like 85, but We're almost at the, I think, almost at the 100th trade now. How many trades is this? Can we figure this out by like taking that? Yeah, that's right. How many trades is this then? 91? Is that? 91 trades so far. Almost at the 100th trade. 80% win rate. You know, I think it's pretty, you know, 79% win rate. I think if we win this, we're still 79, 80, 80. Wow, we have to go up like, we'd have to win that many trades in a row to go up to an 81% win rate. Very good sample size. Do you review them all? I don't really review them too much, to be honest with you. If we have a bit of a bad week or like, you know, I do something stupid, then yeah, I'll review it with the private Discord on stream, on like the private stream, but never really like, you know, sit down and review them as much as I should, I guess. We can do it. We could just scrape 0.1s just to get it to count. USD JPY is reversed. DXY. Okay. So we were in this GU trade, right? I think you can pretty much see what's going on. We took this, stops up here originally. Then we put stops here and closed out. I think it was around about here. Or got took out here. I think we put stops here and we got took out. Then we reversed to break even. And then we flipped and went straight up, and now we've just pushed straight up here. But yeah, as I said, I'm happy holding out for this trade because we don't have a bottom wick here. Now this entry that we took, I'm going to walk you through this as well. So this entry that we took right here was a little bit mixed. So we got the IFVG. There's two fair value gaps. There's one here, and then there's also one just below that. So we're going to draw a 1 just to kind of, you know, label them all out. We got this accumulation, swept liquidity, inversed both of those at the same time with a nice displacement candle. Needed some form of retracement, but because of that retracement, especially on the 1 minute, we literally got in like right here. This was on stream as well, on the private stream. We got in literally like right here because we waited for that retracement up to this fair value up here on the 1 minute time frame. Wait till we got to about halfway, then got in right there and went straight back down, which was pretty nice. Then we retraced back up. We needed to cool down. Once we validated this, I was basically like, okay, if we inverse that now, this fair value up here, once we validated that, I was like, okay, if we inverse that, I'm going to close the trade. We did inverse it here, but we have no bottom wick. And I knew price had to do this. It had to come back down to make that bottom wick at some point. So once we've made this bottom wick, what we can do is just move stops from here, which is a 13 pip stop loss, to about 8, about half almost. So lose about 0.6 and just put it there because we then got a liquidity point there, right? Hi, one question. Why are you trading today? Because I thought it's a Monday. And why no volatility day? It's not just because it's a Monday. Like, come on. It doesn't really matter too much the days of the week, right? Also, it's because of this, right? So there's no technical red folder news. Like, there's not like no specific pieces of data like you can see here, like a job opening at 3 p.m. tomorrow for USD. There's none of that, but there is an election going on in Canada, which will have volatility for, but not as much, right? Think of it this way. If this was a USD election, like an American election or the UK election, or that's pretty much it. If it was one of those things, we wouldn't trade, right? Because it's too volatile. Canada is not that important. So, you know, especially in Forex, the economic space, it's not that important. Trump's made it important because he wants to own them. But other than that, it's not that important, right? So we'll still have that volatility, but it won't be like over the top. And the actual election release, so, you know, when we find out who wins, like all of the 343 seats or whatever the fuck it is, obviously that's at like 9 p.m. Eastern time, which is 2 a.m. UK time, and that's the deadline. So We might even find out before that, I think. But anyway, what I'm saying is we don't actually get the piece of data from this until like very late, but we do have the anticipation for it, so it's pretty alright to trade. Right, so we still haven't made that bottom wick. Remember, stops aren't here yet. We do need to come down and make this bottom wick, though. That's the whole point, right? Let's see if we can maintain this bearish candle. It looks like we're struggling a little bit here, but that was a crazy 1 minute candle. Josh, how's your trading been with wins, etc.? You can see it here, Wayne. You know, it's pretty alright. It's just, this is the thing. It just goes through phases. Like, it takes very specific market conditions, I think, to win quite a few times with me. So it's never really like this as much. Like, it's never just like, you know, 4 wins, few break evens, 2 losses. You know, it's never like a consistent thing. It's either doing absolutely amazing or doing incredibly shit, right? Or when I say shit, it's like what we lost. Probably like 2.5%, 3% in commissions maybe. But it's been good, you know, it's been good. I just smashed UC today. Nice work, Junior. Ironic because I said it was bullish as well. But we did sweep highs, so I guess you could argue it was bearish. Right, so we struggled to hold on to that, really. We've got a lot of long bottom wicks. Still no bottom wick on the 30 minute, though. Still no bottom wick on the 30 minute. I think the 15's closed with no bottom wick, but the 30 minute doesn't have a bottom wick, so we are expecting price to come down here. The last time this happened, where we'd just pushed straight down and didn't have a wick on the candle at all, was 8:30, I guess you could say. It wasn't that long ago. But we literally had a little one here. Here we have 0, nothing. The last time we had that isn't here because this is a bullish candle. Yeah, so it's a while ago. Here, maybe Friday at 1 o'clock, and then you can see we eventually came down and made that anyway, or did the equivalent of making it by going down. So I'm pretty happy with this. Let's see how this candle forms. If we can hold on to this, we just took all these highs out. If we can hold on to this and just keep pushing down, I'm quite happy with the way this is forming. Nice little retracement after a nice BBC. What is tentative news and what it means all day? I mean on Forex Factory. Well, when it's tentative, it means they don't know the time. When it's all day, it means it's all day. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, Wednesday we have all day German prelim, and when it's all day, it means it literally takes all day because there's different states in Germany, 6 different states which report their CPI throughout the day. So it's all day. Tentative means they don't really know the time. So when we have tentative GBP speech, right? That's between 10 a.m. and 1:15. But once that's been out, it's done. When it's all day, it's literally an all day thing, right? Josh, we can take sales on GU whilst we're in GC, can't we? We can't really, because they're both the same. They'll both win or both lose. This is some crazy wickage. I select high red for impact red for the news. I don't look at the others. Yeah, I don't really look at the others either. But I have it here because, you know, of the position I'm in. I need to just be reviewing it. Realistically, it doesn't matter much. Like, you don't need to be looking at all this shit. Sometimes though we can get like a mad piece of news. Like I think a few weeks ago, like you see these forecasts in the actual. This is like the same shit that happened with Nvidia when they just started booming straight up because the forecast was a lot lower than the actual. Like, let's say we had Spanish flash GDP, right? Yellow folder Europe, some fucking Spanish shitty news, right? 0.7%. Imagine it comes out to be like 700%. It will then be treated like red folder because it's such an exaggeration over the actual forecast. When it's the forecast, it's already priced in. So if it comes to 0.7, it's already priced in, so you don't really get much of a move, right? And if we get the forecast here with this red folder news, it's already kind of priced in. The only thing that will happen is we'll have a volatility reaction where we just kind of, everyone's anticipating what's going to be released. And then when it's released, it's like, think of it like, right, for example, right now, this is already priced in. 5 minutes before it, it's going to be unpriced in because everyone's going to be doing their thing, like getting out the trade because they don't know what it's actually going to be and shit like that, right? So if we do have a yellow folder piece of news which is like massively over the forecast in any direction, massively below, massively above, we will have like a proper reaction to that. Delayed, but then also over exaggerated because it wasn't expected or priced in. Hey, Caroline. Once again, with this all day thing, I mean, like, you, for example, trade after the news, but how do you handle tentative and all day news events? Tentative is pretty straightforward, just wait for the release. All day, you just have to have the context behind it. Like, we know the election is going on all day, but the actual winner of the election is not going to be announced all day. It's going to be announced at a specific time, and that's the thing that everyone's anticipating. So we're going to have volatility from this, which lasts all day. But the volatility from the winner, the reaction to the winner, will be at a specific time, which is, I think, is typically 9 p.m. ET, Eastern Time. USD Swiss franc, it's bullish. Yes, it is. Right, so we failed to hold on to this bearish candle, just reversed again. But I think we have a good chance of coming down still. We still need a bottom wick. If we close with no bottom wick, we might just close the trade, but we still need to come down and make this bottom wick. We've tried. We got so close here. So close. But we still need to make this bottom wick, so. Are you in any other trades other than this? No. Feels like a liquidity grab near that high where your stop loss is. If it was a liquidity grab, we would have just gone straight up to it. We wouldn't just be chilling here. We might end up grabbing liquidity before we move down. If we sit here accumulating for ages, which is why I want to see him move. If we do end up accumulating for ages, we will then have liquidity for us to grab. But if we were going to grab liquidity, we would have just gone straight up, right? Like how we went straight down here. It would have been the same. Like this, for example. We came up and grabbed all this liquidity after accumulating. That's a liquidity grab. This, I wouldn't really say is a liquidity grab. Come on. All these long wicks here. Strong sign of rejection. Sometimes, though, you do see price just come and sweep all that out and then just continue down. And you see it here. Like with all these long wicks. And you see it here as well. These long wicks, price then just comes and takes it all. This, price comes and takes it all. Here, price comes and takes it all. Here, price comes and takes it all, right? Not much here, but all the other times we did. Why you enter? AMD, IFGs. You cooked me. What? Yeah, like up the chat, everyone. Just seen your comment there, Mark. Yeah, like up the chat, everyone. Let's get this to like what, 7 billion likes. If we hit 7 billion likes, I'll do a nipple reveal. Here we go. There we are. At least we have a little tiny bottom wick. There we go. Woo! Stop loss is up here. Gap down. That's not the best sign. No partials on this trade because the risk to reward ratio is a little bit too low. We're going to go for a full TP here, but we've marked this out as liquidity. This is our full TP down here. What's my lot size? I don't know. On the MetaTrader, it's just for like a 50k, but it translates through to all my fundeds and personal. Not all the time. I don't always sync them all up. Come on, guys. 7 billion likes. We're almost there. We're only... We're only 600 and... whatever the fuck. 6 billion likes away from 7 billion. Like up the motherfucking stream, guys. Let's see if we can validate this. If we can validate this fair value gap right here, we can then use that as a way to like go break even, which would be pretty nice. How do you sync them all up? It's not with MT5. It's with like an online trade copier, which you have to pay for, like $10 an account a month per account. Why not the best sign? The fact we have a gap down, when we have a gap, we need to fill that gap. So you see how, I think it was this 1 minute candle, we had a gap here, we filled that gap. Same up here as well, we gapped down between the close and the open, we filled that gap, right? So we had to go up is basically the fact that it was a bad sign. Looks like we might be respecting this though, which is wonderful. I know the IFG is your entry, but what else you look for before that? I look for a liquidity sweep, and I look for AMD, and I look for the right time to trade. And the bias, daily bias as well. So, bearish bias, AMD, sweep highs, IFEG, enter the trade, target the other side of the range. At least. Sometimes you can go a bit further though. Here, I'm pretty happy with this. Other side of the range. Come on. Right, also if yeah, what I was saying, oh shit, we've completely invalidated it anyway. Never mind. See, look, see, you had to be quick there. But did you see that? We had a gap here, which we had to come back and fill. Let's see how we react to this. Because this could just be a fake out. Like, this looks a lot like AMD. To the downside. But stops are up here now. 0.5%, 0.6%, something like that. I hate this, though. We seem to get this quite a lot recently. This is crazy, this candle, by the way. crazy candle. Is bias important? Yeah, bias is very important. Right, this is probably going to be us taken now. Can check AUD USD? Yeah, we will in a second. Let's just see what happens here. Excuse me, guys. A bit ill today. 5 minute no bottom wick. That probably is us took, I'm not going to lie, off spread. 5 minute no bottom wick. Okay, that's us out there. Unfortunately, that's us out. Let's see if we can get a let's see if we can get the third and final dub. See how this goes. Unfortunately, you know, they don't always play out. What the fuck just happened? How do I... What the fuck just happened? How do I... Okay, right, okay. Yeah, you see, it goes both ways, you know. We have nice winning streaks. And we can also have little rough patches here and there. How about GU on the 15? Looks like it might be a bit of a low risk to reward ratio though. What's the 1 minute saying on these pairs? Yeah, you can see that here. You know, we got our setup against us on the 1 minute. You know, we did make the bottom wick though, as I told you we would. We did make that bottom wick. I told you guys we would do that. Maybe even on the 5 as well. But we accumulated, pushed down with the manipulation, formed an IFEG here, and then pushed up and took out these highs. We got our setup against us, unfortunately. But that's the trade. That's that there. Let's have a look at the next one. Like up the stream, guys, if you're staying patient, you know what I'm saying? Like up the stream. What's Bitcoin saying? There was a good setup on Bitcoin. We were looking at sales on Bitcoin this morning. We didn't get a setup for it though. Mixed bias on on gold. Liquidity sweep. No bottom wick on the 5 and the hourly, so we're not going to take that trade. See, this is what I mean, right? Look at this. This is the hourly candle, right? This is where the hourly candle opened. You can see the hour candle has no bottom wick, and there's 56 minutes left. I bet we come in reverse. I'm going to put an alert here. What does the 1 minute say? The 1 minute IFEG would be that. We could have used it for an entry, but no. Gold is not valid right now. We could enter again on GBP CAD. We could take a re-entry. This is the hourly with no bottom wick as well. On GBP CAD too. If we get an IFVG, we could take that and just do the same thing again, because this, you could argue, is just another accumulation. We'd get 1.4. Be a break-even day if we did this. And that's based on just that being the high there. Someone said AUD USD, I swear. Before. AUD USD looks good, but we need to inverse it like now or in the next candle. We can set an alert for it. USD JPY? Maybe. Maybe. It's not really AMD though. On the 1 minute it is. On the 1 minute it is, you could argue. We could take this. If we do that, if we get an IFVG like here, target these highs, it's a 1.1, but what does DXY have to say? Looks bullish too. USD Swiss franc looks bullish. GU looks bearish. This could work. This could work. This could work. This could work. Pretty low R though, but it could work. 1.2 would probably make back our losses. My daily bias today on what? You need a bias for each pair. Right, 1 minute. We could take this. Let's see if we can chill out though. We could take this. It could end up being a very sour day though if this goes wrong. It could end up being very sour. We'll be like 2% down this week already. So I'm probably gonna have to take this just on a personal. What was the other one we were looking at? It was GBP CAD, wasn't it? Right, we're gonna take this, guys. We're gonna take this. Need to change accounts. Right. Okay. And we're in. Okay, we're in. Bullish on DXY, bullish on USD JPY, bearish on GBP USD. We should go down. This could end up being a very sour day if this goes wrong though. We should, yeah, we'll aim for break even here. Not off to the best start. Come on. Right, it should be pushing up now. No? That's annoying. Just completely ignored this push up. Okay. Okay. Come on now. Stop with this fucking consolidating. Whenever we get into a trade, it just goes sideways. So annoying. Rage baiting. Right. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this candle so we can just see this wick. Move this chart so we can just see this wick. That's a 5 of no bottom wick, unfortunately. Pull out the magnet. Not yet. Not yet. You don't want to overuse it, because then everyone will know about it. And it won't work. No top wick on the 1 minute. Hopefully we should come and make that. It takes a lot to it takes a bit to get going, doesn't it now? These few trades. It lacks urgency. A lot of the past few trades have done that. Alright, let's do another trade. Gives us something to do for now, right? $1.4. Okay. Okay. Right. Nice. Took a bit to get going, that. It took a bit to get going. Right, we're going to be break even when we tap into this imbalance. Actually, fuck it, we're break even now. Right, we're break even here. Break even, risk free. Heavy reversal there. Completely flipped the end of that 1 minute. We're break even now, we're risk free, but this is the last trade that we can take today. See how like it just lacks conviction? Like it looks like it's going to go one direction and it does for a bit, but then just reverses. Like here, we had a great move. After a nice accumulation, we had a great manipulation, but the distribution just lacks conviction. You know, we got in all the way over here, basically on the close of this. Messed around, pushed up. Just lacks conviction a little bit. DXY is pushing up nicely, had to come back and fill that gap, which is perfectly normal. We may be disrespecting this 1 minute imbalance. We already have. There's another one up here. Alright, okay. Respected this quite nicely. That was pretty nice price action. Let's see if this closes though. You know, this isn't a closed candle yet. So once it closes, if it closes like this, I'll be quite happy. But it lacks conviction. So it might just end up closing here on some stupid shit. See what I'm saying? Just lacks a bit that urgency, which we see in all the other trades that go really well. Just lacks the urgency. And there's nothing we can really do to get that urgency. Yeah, that's been quite horrible the last week or so. You are right there, cuz. GC. IFEG. Oh shit. Oh shit. Fuck. Oh fuck. Okay. This is pretty clean. 1.8. We're in this. This. See what I'm saying, guys? See what I'm saying? We're in this as well. I haven't set my stop loss yet. This is only 0.5% though. This is only 0.5%. Right, okay. Nice. It is goofy. There is a gap here though. And is this a new 15? Yes, it is. 15, no bottom wick. Gapped up on the 1. See? It just lacks conviction. Like, I would get it if we were completely wrong, but at least we have conviction in that. You know what I mean? It's like, this isn't even wrong. It's just kind of like price just doesn't want to move. And it's not just today specifically. Like, you can say it's a lack of red folder. It's not really, because it's been like this Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday last week. The whole week before. It's just been... That's us break even there. Right. So, it went alright for a bit. But that is definitely us took break even here. Yep. This is goofy. It is goofy. Worst case, we lose 0.5%. We could scale in. Am I actually scaling with another 0.5% entry? Because then we'd only really be losing about 0.75. Right, so we got 2 entries here. 0.5% on both. It's going to be very hard to calculate risk to reward ratios here. But we got 2 0.5% entries. So if we were to come here, we would then end up in profits again. Right. Let's just get back on track with this. Breaking the rules with this fourth trade, that is correct. But these markets have been ass cheeks. We should get a move now, though. We should get a move, surely. Four trades in the past, like, hour. Re-entry on GBP card. We just call it 2 because one's higher than the other, but just me in the middle. Good morning. That's not 5 trades today. It's 4. Like here, if we come back to the entry, we'll be 0.5% up. Here would be like 0.8 up, 0.6 up, right? 0.8, something like that. 0.8, maybe a little bit more. Down here, we'd get 2.5%. Even now, we're in drawdown in this now as well. This is goofy, man. This is so annoying. We've had like 4 setups that are ours today, but they've all just gone wrong. We entered this and straight into drawdown. We've even got a gap here we need to come back and fill. We have no bottom wick on the 15. We need to come back and make that. Not going to take much now for us to get out this trade, unfortunately. So that could end up us being 2.3% down. Right, let's see if we can come back and make this bottom wick. That's just a retracement, clearly. Right, I think it's safe to say this is going to be us out this now. Not going to lie. Have we took that high? Yeah, we have. There we are. That's us out. Wow, man. Wow. Oh, no. Yep. Right. Fourth trade. You know, I don't think we can trade much more. Usually the limit is 3. Right. USD JPY went very wrong. So we did the right thing getting out break even there. It's just lacking a lot of, don't know what it is. It just could just be probability, to be honest with you guys. Like, you know, some of these trades play out beautifully. Some of them play out beautifully. Like this one here, just a random one that I've clicked on. Like, some of them just play out beautifully, right? See what I'm saying? Some of them just play out very, very, very nicely. See? They never really mess around too much, the trades that go well. The trades that go well just go straight there and they're doing the thing. They've got conviction, all of that stuff, right? Do you see? But sometimes we just don't get it, right? And I think one of the biggest lessons here is knowing when we don't have it, right? Because what we kind of did there was, in a sense, revenge trade, right? I took this because I was angry in a way that this was going wrong, this was going wrong, and this was going wrong, right? I was like, if we just keep on taking trades that fit the plan, one of them should win, right? But I think the real lesson there is knowing the days that you can't really trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, the days that there isn't much in the markets. And, you know, this is the point. Like, most traders will act like the psychology side of things is just something that you beat once and then that's it. But it's really not. It is just a consistent thing. Literally forever. It's always something you have to relearn, right? You have to learn again and again and again. You never really learn it once and then stay away from it. It's always something that has to be kind of, I don't know what the word would be, but, you know, maintained, I guess, is a good word. So I guess there is something in this. You know, the silver lining here would be just, you know when not to trade. But let me just change this to a 1%. And this makes the month, you know, an unfortunate end to the month. We had a good end to March. We've had a bad end to April here. Where are we? So we are only 4% up here. The end of March was pretty good. You know, we had a nice end of March, but yeah. You know, if we look at these months in order, right, just to see how it's gone month by month. If we look at December, which is when I started tracking the trades properly, right? If you look at this, we were 11% in December. January, we did 1.8 because we only traded, like, we only started trading the 23rd. Like, we had literally had a month off, right? So we did, how much did we do in December? We did 11%. In January, we did 1.8 because we barely traded it. February, we did 15% in February. Then in March, we did 2%, 2.25%. Then in April, so far, we've still got a couple of days left, we've done 4%, right? So month on month, it's still profitable. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've made 34% since we started this tracking it, and that's since December, excluding January. So basically 4 months, I think. Well, that would be right, because we have December, February, March, April. So this will be the 4th month. 34% isn't bad. It's a bit low, a bit lower than 10% a month, but, you know, it was a great payday in Feb. But yeah, I think it is just knowing when the market isn't there for you, you know. And, you know, the people who are here, like, on these streams every single day will know, like, it's not a case of just being exactly wrong. It's like the market's just lacking conviction, right? Like, look at these losing trades. Like, If we look at that one and then we look at this one, okay, guess we were wrong there completely. Fair play. And here, and here as well. But if we look at the break-even trades, you can see it a bit more probably. Like, we know this just from like literally like experiencing, like especially these trades over here just lack conviction more than anything. We got caught break-even here. See, like this, you know, I think just analyzing this is important for us. Like USD Swiss franc, this was on the 24th, so like 4 days ago. You know, we just lacked conviction. And it's more recent that we've lacked that conviction. Here we were completely wrong. Here we were completely right. Then this trade here, just sideways the whole time. So we closed it at break even. And then we come back to these trades. These 4 trades that we've took, all of them have just gone completely sideways. Apart from this one, which was a genuine loss, I guess you could say. Right? So I think there's not much to learn, you know, because like I still, you know, I know all this, right? It's just, I like to say it out loud because it helps relearn these lessons. They need to be relearned. They can't just be learned once forever. Like, if you're someone, and there's a perfect setup here on GJ, which the plan says not to take. Let's see how this would go. Let's see how this would go, right? Let's see how this would go. I'm not actually going to go on my phone because it might look like I'm taking the trade when I'm not. Staying, no. I'm not going for another. I wish I would, but I'm not going to. And this will be the one that plays out, I bet you. That's why I want to watch it. We're not going to take this. But, yeah, I think this is a perfect setup. We've just reached our limit for the trades we can take today. But, yeah. What I'm saying is, like, if you're a beginner and you're thinking like psychology is just this one and done thing, it's really, really not. It kind of like, it just comes in different ways all of the time. Like, first it was like, you know, the basic FOMO. I'm trying to think, like, when you first start, what do you get FOMO from? Like greed. I think there's the FOMO just wanting to place the trade for the fact that you are trading to get that dopamine rush from it. I think that is kind of the FOMO there and stuff like that. And the fear of the trade is fear of losing because you're below the funded account. But then there's like the fear of losing because you'll actually lose like thousands of pounds, right? Thousands of dollars. And it just kind of reemerges in different ways. So anyone, like honestly, anyone who seems like their psychology is always right is hiding it or just lying about it, right? Or both. It's never ever learned. Like you've never ever fully learned your psychology. It always just reemerges in different ways all of the time. Like, okay, I guess you may no longer be scared of blowing the funded account, but you'll be scared of not making as many profits as you made last month, right? That kind of thing. So with that, you know, that's the takeaway I think from today. But you know, I don't think it was poor psychology. Like I don't think I did rubbish. Like I don't think I was like a dead bad trader today. I took the trades that were supposed to be there. I think the only issue was that slight over trading, but we've stopped that now. You know, we've been presented with another opportunity right here, which we didn't take. because we weren't over trading. We just kind of went for one because it was slight, a little bit of emotional there, a little bit of an emotion popped up, but it's not the fact that it's like basic, like it's like poor psychology. I don't think I had poor psychology today. I think I've got pretty good psychology always, but I think it's just the markets aren't there for us today. So we just take a bit of time to chill, without getting fuming, without getting wound up by it. You just chill about it. And worst case, I haven't lost any of my own money, so I'm pretty happy with that. Well, yeah, let's see how this trade would have played out, and then we're going to call it a day. I don't trade the monthly markets, thanks though. I kind of want this trade to lose so I can justify the loss from before, lol. Yeah, same. I think if I lost this, I'd be happier than if it won because I've stayed away and avoided a loss. But I think if it wins, it demonstrates that it is probability as well. It demonstrates that this strategy does work. Just for anyone who needs reassurance of it, but I think we'll see how it goes. Also, it's quite ironic that this is GJ, the one that I trade most, and a year ago today, only traded GJ, nothing else, just GJ. Gonna be waiting 3 months. Yeah. Literally. Let's see how this would have gone. So this would have been 1.7%. Seems to be playing out. Is anyone actually in this trade? See how it just lacks conviction? Like, it's just going sideways. Like, it's not that the strategy doesn't work. It's like, if it went straight up every single time we took a trade, then the strategy clearly doesn't work. But it's the lack of conviction. No strategy works when it's like this, right? No strategy works when it's like this, which is super annoying. I'd rather just be wrong and right, not am I wrong or am I right? I'd rather just know straight away. You know what I'm saying? And most of my winning trades are like that, where we know straight away and it just goes like boom, does its thing. Alright, I guess it would have been wrong. Don't think anyone's in any trade. Yeah, it is a shit day. Also, we have a big announcement to make. I have not a big one, but it is a big one. But it's not official yet. Well, no, it is official for the OGs, right? We do have an announcement to make. There's a few upgrades coming, right? I'm not gonna say too much here. Happy to be wrong though. No offense. Yeah, I'm happier to be wrong, to be honest, because this solidifies. See, right? It's just not a good day for the trade, for the strategy. Like, it's just, if we took this trade, we would have lost. Why didn't we? because of our over trading rule. We don't want to over trade and overdo it, right? So, and that's where the intuition kind of comes into the strategy as well. Because if you just execute every single one all of the time, you'd find that the ones that lost most are outside of the strategy, like the time and price to trade and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm happy we're wrong here, because this helps solidify, that that habit of not over trading, and helps solidify the fact that we listen to that rule of taking no more than 3 trades per day. I think also what I wanted to say was, like, all I'm going to say, right, is this. This is going to be absolutely insane, right? If you think the psychology module done by a real psychologist is insane, wait until this is released. This is going to be crazy. Everything's going to get a complete refresher, right? It's going to be sick. It's going to be lit, right? It's going to be sick. Lost my funded account. Oh, man. Right, so yeah, keep your eyes out for that update. But we come back tomorrow, guys. We come back and do the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but we look for the same setups tomorrow. That is the process, right? You just got to follow the plan, stick to the process, and you'll get there eventually. As I was saying at the start of this stream, shit happens, right? We have great patches, and then we have a bit of a rough patch. We have a great patch, then a rough patch, and it just goes back and forth all the time. Like, you can see it here. Great patch, mid, great patch. So we had a very nice streak from, like, the whole of December till mid Feb. Continued that through Feb. Then March came around. Bit of a rough patch, right? Bit of a rough patch, then slowly came back, you see, and then just came back to a rough patch. And if we do the count on this, we go, well, we had a great patch, a good run for about how many trades? For 45 trades, great run. And then we had a rough patch for 22 trades. Then we had a good patch for 17 trades, and then we're back in here. So it just goes back and forth all the time. Can I ask when is the next challenge or funded account giveaway? Never. But yeah, therefore a great month is coming up. Exactly, Curtis. But we'll see how it goes, guys. I'll see you all in tomorrow's stream. Remember, you just keep on showing up and you will get there eventually. Yeah, and if you're still watching this, you'll be one of the OGs next month when we're on a massive winning streak and all the Signal groupies come back. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'll see you all in tomorrow's stream. Have a great day.